And we're live. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Hola.
Should I say? Oh, I guess I don't even. What is? Oh, we? No. What's What's French?
Uh,
What's
it's
hi in
it's
French?
it's
For
we
hello.
for French.
We? Isn't
Au
that
We
revoir.
is no, we is yes is what
Au
that's what I
revoir.
meant to say.
Yeah. Au
I took
revoir.
French. I should know this. Au
Oh,
revoir.
that's
That's
goodbye.
goodbye.
That's bye. Au revoir.
Damn it.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
That's
There it
it.
is. There it is.
Anyway,
Bonjour, everybody.
It's been a long time since I've had to think about
geniuses.
French. I can count to 10 in French, and I can say
Ooh,
my
me
name
too.
is Kevin, and I'm hungry. But that's
Je
about it.
m'appelle,
Je m'appelle Kevin. J Fem.
je m'appelle the Movie Podium. We're a weekly podcast where we collectively choose a movie to watch, and at the end of the week, we get together and talk about it. It's kind of like a book club.
But for
Perfect.
movies.
But for movies, Dave.
Well, this week, we were at a point of a crisis, at a point of annihilation. Survival was a victory in itself. And without further ado, we present our next movie.
You can practically see it from here.
What?
Home.
That is so riveting.
Yeah. Hey, Hans Zimmer didn't do that score.
It,
tell you that.
it was actually a nice score.
It was intense. Maybe
Very
a
intense.
little overdone, but we'll get there.
It was intense.
It definitely was. So this week we decided to do 2017 for our movie podium, and so stay tuned for that. Let's cheers and hit that intro.
Kind of hit the
I
gut
love-
on that one.
Oh no, you're good. I also think it's funny. There's no Kevin in that video still. One day he'll be added.
I've been on. I've been missing for a few weeks.
Yeah,
Popping
actually,
in here
you
and
have.
there.
Yeah, you weren't on for the WCW one, were you? Yeah, you were.
Yeah, well, yeah, I
You were
was
on
that
Ready
one.
to Rumble.
Yeah, I was ready to rumble, but I missed like the last 2-3 weeks prior to that.
Yeah, actually, and Dave. So we got some fresh gig in here.
Fresh meat,
all right.
fresh blood.
Fresh meat, yeah.
Blood in the water.
Smell something. Well, I'm your host, Matt Scott. I'm here with my dudes, Dave,
Hey,
man.
Matt.
and hello, Kevin. Cooking with Kevin.
Hey,
Hello, Kevin.
that would be me.
No.
Oh, and he can make it play as long as he wants.
No. You play the short version.
I'm done. I'm done. Give me the controls.
Right. Well, thanks, everybody. We really appreciate the support to all our Patreon members. For anyone who wants to join, we've got free stickers and access to our Discord. Woo!
Yay.
There is a button for that one somewhere. Oh, yeah, there we go. Good enough.
Where's the banner, Kevin?
I was looking for it. It's not
We
there.
got a rookie on the boards.
It is not. It's not in the
Uh-oh.
overlays.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, you got
It's
it. There
in
it is.
banners. Literally
banners.
banners.
I don't know that.
All
I'm
right,
learning.
Alex Marcus,
Who would've
Ashton Severs. That's www.patreon.com/themoviepodium. All right. Oh, it's gonna keep going until I
What did
turn
they
it.
call that in like
A
like
ticker.
TV and like
Ticker.
TV? They call that the
Yeah,
bottom
ticker.
third.
Yeah, bottom third or ticker is what it is. Well, let's do some random ass facts. Can you find that one?
Oh yeah. It's my jam.
Nice. Boom, boom, boom.
Can you do
First
that
random
for
ass fact.
question? Hey, can you find that one, Kevin?
Yeah. The Knicks are ahead at halftime. First fact. No, it's first fact is that this is higher than Thor at 7.8 or a Thor 0.8. I think that's rightfully where it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I would say
Yeah.
a little higher, but I'm a sucker for World War II movies. So
Oh, I mean, I
love-
love this movie.
yeah, I put it like right at an 8. But
I just,
but
I wish
definitely
that
better
there
than
were
Thor.
more. I wish the character, and I like the characters, and I know that Nolan's whole purpose was more of like the overall story as opposed to character development, because it's obviously a very um, skin and bones script. So I think to have it be higher than this, I feel like we have to have characters like in Saving Private Ryan, or somebody more compelling to where there's more depth to the characters. I think that's what this is missing from a like overall 8.5. You know what I mean? I think that's the one thing it's probably lacking. Not that that's my least favorite thing, but I would say that's probably the one thing that on purpose too.
Yeah, that was actually something I wanted to put as a fact is Christopher Nolan found out about how young and inexperienced everyone that was involved, like Dunkirk, actually on the beach. They were just young and inexperienced soldiers on that beach, so he intentionally casted young and unknown actors as much as possible into this movie, just to incorporate kind of that aspect of just not knowing what the hell is going on.
Yeah, I actually read something about. So obviously Harry Styles is in this as one of the guys.
Yeah.
I read that Nolan actually had no idea who he was. Like Styles went in there and auditioned as an actor, and Nolan said that he had no idea that he was a musician, and he just thought he had an old-fashioned face, so he went with him.
Why would Christopher Nolan know who Harry Styles is? That makes total sense.
Oh, for sure. No, he would have no idea. And this was in 2017, so Styles was pretty young. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Why would Nolan know a young Justin Bieber type? Like, there's a lot of disconnect there.
Yeah, I read that he said after people asked why he casted him, he goes, he fit the part. That's why I casted him.
Yeah.
I'm only now recognizing that guy was Harry Styles now that you guys
yeah, I know. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, I
you
didn't
don't even notice. No,
Yeah.
and he's a good actor too. I mean, he's in a lot of like newer movies that I thought he did a really good job with. Another person in this that you might not have noticed is Michael Caine. Michael Caine.
I did not see that.
Is he the blind guy?
He has a cameo. He is actually a voice.
He's just a voice. Well,
It's a voice. He's the Fortis leader. And I guess he's over the
over the planes, the plane communication.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
With Tom Hardy and I don't know who the other guy was.
Yep, that was him. Another fact that I had was a lot of this movie is pretty factual. Some of the things that were not factual, and these are very minor. The weather wasn't as bad as they made it seem. I mean, obviously there's some pretty intense weather in this movie. Not exactly supposed to be like that. It was pretty tame. He just wanted to add another level of drama. And this is very minor, but I read that the German planes didn't have yellow noses on their planes until the month after the Dunkirk evacuation. Sweet.
Yeah. This was very, very early on in the war too, because this was 1940. So this was 4 years prior to the U.S. joining the war.
Right. Yeah, that's another thing I think it's hard to grasp is like World War II wasn't super long, and our involvement isn't really that long at all, but it just kind of feels like it, I guess.
Yeah, it's like from my initial understanding of, because I actually had no idea about this story until I watched this movie. Like Dunkirk was actually a thing, but this was like the initial D-Day without U.S.'s help, and then they had to evacuate.
Right, makes sense.
Because it didn't work.
Yeah, and a lot of this was filmed, not all of it, but a decent amount was actually filmed at Dunkirk.
Yeah, that was one I had. It was filmed on location at Dunkirk, and the plane, the Spitfire that lands on the beach, that was an actual Spitfire plane.
Yeah, they did a lot of the original planes. Yeah, I thought that was cool, and a lot of it I read that was like not CGI at all. Like it was all real stuff, which makes sense. It looks pretty cool.
It's crazy to think, and I saw it from what I read. It's the first time a Spitfire has landed on that beach since World War II.
Wow, that's wild.
So
Last one I had was this surpassed Saving Private Ryan as the highest grossing World War II movie, and that's not adjusted for inflation. It just beat it out at 525 million worldwide.
I would say that this, if it's not the best war movie, it's second place to Saving Private Ryan. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely one. I mean, when we did our podium for war movies back in like a long time ago,
Yeah, like
this
2
was
years ago
in my
almost.
on my podium. Yeah,
that was
So
when I
Kristen's
first watched
again.
this because you mentioned this.
Yeah.
I'd never seen it before.
Oh yeah, yeah. This was on my podium because of how. I mean, it's awesome, especially like in theaters. I didn't see it in theaters, but I can imagine like how intense that would be. This would have been a
I
great
mean,
theater
the
watch.
stuff that Europe went through before our involvement in World War II is just insane. You know, like you
Oh
said,
yeah,
this was England's attempt to put a hold to Hitler's march across Europe, and then
yep.
and then they got there and then realized,
It's just
oh, this is how bad it is. They
oh
had to
shit.
retreat and had no means for retreat.
Yeah, it was their oh shit moment. Absolutely, their D-Day. All right, let's get into the questions.
Well,
First question.
Wait, no, I got one more.
Oh, let's go.
I got 12 of the ships in the movie were actually 12 of the ships that were involved in this rescue mission.
Oh, really?
So yeah, the original ships.
Oh, that's
and,
awesome.
Like the civilian ships were actually featured in this film.
Dang,
But
that's cool.
I thought that was worth mentioning.
No, that definitely. Well, again, I mean, it goes back to a lot of this is not only factual, but he actually used the real shit. Like that's wild. Or they used this,
Exactly.
pretty cool. I mean, that's a Nolan thing for sure.
Yeah.
All right, first question. Favorite thing about the movie? All right, Dave, what do you got?
The intensity of the movie through the
Yeah.
whole movie. It just when you think it's gonna slow down, some more shit hits the fan. I mean, it's nonstop, and
Yeah.
it
really
really
is.
gives you a feel of, as what you can of what that moment was like. And
Mm-hmm.
if you're a war buff or just into war movies or action movies in general, I mean, this one just hits it all. I mean, it's not a lot of dialogue. It's just a lot of action happening. And like I said, it's nonstop throughout the whole movie.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Kevin?
Yeah, I can go right on to that because I feed on that. It's nonstop because the cinematography is amazing, which we didn't touch in on the facts. This movie was nominated, I think, for 7 Academy Awards.
7 Academy Awards and won 3, I think.
Won 3. It was nominated for best cinematography, but it didn't win. But it was nominated for that, and like throughout the movie, you feel like you're actually in the movie the way it was filmed, whether it be in
Yeah,
the
good.
cockpit,
Yep.
in the air, whether you're on the
Yeah.
beach, laying down on the beach while it's being aerated, or while you're in the ship when all hell breaks loose. Like you almost feel like you're there in that scene with the movie you're watching, and it's just insane how well it's shot. And I'm surprised it didn't win because it was
it's
it lost
shocking.
to Blade Runner 2049 is what it lost to.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. I actually still haven't seen that as a sequel, but that's still pretty shocking. Because, yeah, the cinematography is definitely what makes this movie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, it's probably the best of any war movie. Like, from just a overall, like Dave said, pure feel of a movie. I mean, it doesn't get any better, probably.
Yeah, like Dave mentioned the Saving Private Ryan possibly being there, and something I read was Christopher Nolan actually studied Saving Private Ryan specifically
I can
to
see
have
that.
that intensity to tell this story. So that
Yeah,
was one of
that
the,
makes sense.
Like, I don't know, like just through the whole thing, like you have this feeling of on edge,
Unease. Yeah,
like yeah,
unease. Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
what is gonna happen next? Like,
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, just to tack onto that, my favorite is just the storytelling of the movie. And again, this goes back to Nolan and the different time loops and all that fun stuff. But I just like how they have three interwoven stories together and they're all kind of unfolding together. Like all three have those different time spans, right? We have the mole, which is the week, or no, yeah, the week.
Land's one week. Yeah.
The mole or the land is 1 week, the sea is a day, and the air is an hour. Like it's really cool because that's obviously how they travel, right? I mean, obviously flying is a lot faster than walking. So to be able to like weave those together and have them be on some sort of timeline together is just awesome. It's such a different type of war movie from that aspect. A lot of times, you'll have flashbacks or you'll have fast forwards or something like that. But this was all three going at the same time, and we'd be going back and forth, and it would just be like. But I guess the best part is that it was coherent or cohesive still. Like you still watch it as a film. It wasn't confusing, and
Right.
some people like don't even realize that there's different timelines. Like that's how good of a movie or storytelling it is. Like they're not confused by it because it just kind of goes linear still. So I just like the storytelling.
Something I saw that was kind of cool with that too, with the three layers, was that Dunkirk, and actually it's on the top, the land, air, and sea, is specifically made in three different colors. So like you have the lighter at the bottom is the land, you have the
Yeah.
dark blue is the sea, and then the top is the air for the sky. So that
makes
was,
sense.
That was actually specifically modeled for advertising for that.
That's cool. All right, let's get to our least favorite thing about the movie.
Least favorite?
My answer is the way that George dies. I hate that he dies in general, obviously, but it kind of just sucks because like at the end of the movie he dies a hero, and it's kind of an interesting concept because I know a lot of people die as in war and they're thought of as a hero, but they might not actually die in combat, and so it's kind of a weird concept because like they are a hero. I mean, they are fighting for their country or whatever it might be, but a lot of times they're not actually dying in combat. So like it just sucks that this guy was like trying to help his country, help everybody, and it happened because Cillian Murphy has, trauma and just an accident bumps his head. Like it's just kind of obviously it's a bummer, but like it's just not a very typical war movie death that I'm used to, and harder to grasp, I guess, because he was a pretty one of my like more compelling characters, or one of the characters I was really getting behind, right? So that kind of sucked.
Yeah, that was my specific least favorite thing because he pretty
Really?
much died.
Me too.
Yeah, he died by friendly fire, pretty much.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
someone who's traumatized, he didn't realize what he was doing, and he pushed someone down, and he pretty much killed him, pushing him down steps, which he didn't obviously mean to.
Right.
I think his death,
that was mine too.
I think his death, the accident, and the lack of care behind it was like a way of showing you the severity of the situation and like what was at stake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
know, like-
traumatized
Like
he was.
even though something traumatized, man, my dogs are going nuts. Can you guys hear that?
Oh.
A little.
Yeah, it's all right.
But
Traumatized by the movie
so
too.
that happens. The Dawson's son is like, do we need to turn around and go back? And
Yeah.
you
Right.
can't.
They're
You
just
can't
like,
turn
"Nah."
around and go back.
I
You have to complete the mission, kind of thing.
Right.
And
Yeah,
so
that sucks too.
like that. I guess that would be my rebuttal to your guys'.
Oh,
least
absolutely.
favorite.
No, I totally get it at the same time. You're absolutely right. That's a really good point.
Yeah, like,
What was
I
your
had
least
My
favorite
least
thing?
favorite thing
Oh, go ahead.
is also what my favorite thing is the intensity of the
Mm,
movie. The
Yep.
yeah,
mainly the score. You
yeah,
know,
that would be my
Oh,
second,
you
definitely.
need, but the my own argument too, it being my least favorite thing, is that you need that score
Yep.
for these moments and scenes to, give you that feel. I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
having like the wailing sirens, the whenever the going on as the dive bombing of the planes is coming in, the torpedoes coming at the boats, like all of it, like it just
Yep.
adds to the build of everything. But at the same time, it goes on so long, and you get that relief at the
Yep.
end whenever it's finally the happy moment.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree, and I think that that's kind of Nolan slash Zimmer's MO. Like Oppenheimer, for instance, is another one like that. I think they're amazing movies, but I think a lot of the more recent ones are like that. They're very like Oppenheimer was the same way. That score just resonated the entire movie, and you're like, oh my god, is this ever gonna stop? And it's like it doesn't. It makes it a really good film, but I don't know if it makes it as rewatchable as other ones because of how intense it is. Like, I
oh,
don't want to
yeah,
go back and watch this again for a while.
yeah. You watch it, and good thing it's a short. I think it's only an hour and a half, isn't it?
And it's short. Oh, it flies by. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like an hour and 40 maybe, but
it's
it
not 3
flies
hours.
by. Yeah, well, that was another incentive for picking this for a war movie. Most war movies are super long.
And the only other thing I had is it's had the specific thing about Cillian Murphy's character shoving George. But the other thing is movies about war always have that depressing feeling when you're watching it,
Hmm.
especially when it's based on true events. So it's one of those things you're going to get when you're watching a war movie.
Yeah.
But that you're getting what you wanted. So when it comes to a movie
Yep.
like that, so it's a great movie. But yeah, you're going to get you're going to get more feelings than you would really want to get to if you just want to watch something happy.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like Rambo isn't exactly your most sad movie, but you still get that nice action and violence.
Right. Yeah. This one is like, oh, this actually happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Rambo's like,
No,
okay, this is okay.
100%. Um, all right, let's move on to who won the movie.
Oh, rookie mistake. My bad.
Rookie numbers. Kevin, what would you say? Who won the movie for you?
This one was. I just put everyone who survived the evacuation.
That's pretty much what I had too, actually,
I
for the
had
most
the
part.
opposite. I had the people that died early and didn't have to go through the misery of what happened to them.
That's
Yeah.
also fair too.
Yeah. The next. What this is 44. So yeah, the next 5 years are just
Pretty
wondering if you're going to
miserable.
live or die. Well,
No,
at least you died.
but
You're done.
in reality, I think Tommy wins. I mean, he fought
Yeah, agreed.
everything that dude went through
He
to get
survived
off
that.
of Dunkirk, and then he
Yeah, he
finally got there.
survived.
Like, that's pretty intense.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he survived. That's pretty insane. I said Tom Hardy because he had that heroic sacrifice. I mean, that was, the
Yeah.
way he was trying to go. He's pretty brave in that aspect. And also Mr. Dawson for going out there and not dying,
Oh yeah.
saving a lot of soldiers and honoring George's death. Like the way that they were able to get him in the paper that way.
Hmm.
And people would be able to read that. So there were a couple winners. I do think it's funny to say that people died early, just because, yeah, that there was a lot of shitty stuff that went on. I mean, if you think about it, the British went through a lot harder times than us in the World War II. I mean,
Oh yeah.
they had a lot of, I mean, obviously, but like we've never experienced a ton of actual fire here in the United States. Like no air raids and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of scary times for the people in
Knock on
Europe.
wood.
Oh yeah, obviously. Right. But like that, those times were very intense, and yeah, I feel like we don't all totally know what all, or we don't know what it feels like.
Yeah, can't grasp what that's like to
Yeah,
happen
There's
multiple
sure.
times in the history of it.
no, we don't for sure. All right, well, this might be a tough one to pick, but favorite song moment or score scene? I mean, it's one long soundtrack or one long song. Like, it's just the whole thing. I don't know. I didn't really have an answer, to be totally honest.
I mean, I'll touch back with what Dave mentioned about how intense things were with
Yeah.
sounds, but you know the like that timer that you hear multiple times throughout that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
that was
that's
actually Christopher Nolan's pocket watch that was recorded,
really?
and then the sound was distorted from Hans Zimmer to depending on what the scene needed, or however he wanted to change the intensity of whatever to make it match.
That's pretty cool.
But the one that kind of goes with that I had the specific one was the end scene when you have the dive bomber come in and you have that sound,
Yeah.
and it's so tense, and then the dive bomber gets shot down, and
Yeah.
then it just finally you get that it's very
Silence.
simple. It's silence, but it's one note. And hitting through, and then you just hear the applause of all the soldiers on the beach, and it kind of gets a little bit more uplifting, like the tension's relieved.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy. It's very simple, but the tension is just released at that moment of like, okay, we're going to make it.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's a good one. Dave, did you have anything specific?
I mean, that one pretty much, like, that one nails it, I think. I mean, or at the end, whenever you finally get the relief from the droning war sound, we can call it, and then you finally get the the victory, if you will, the achievement of getting everybody off of Dunkirk.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I was hoping for a Harry Styles song.
That would came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that'd be something. All right. He had a couple lines, but let's go with favorite line from the movie.
All right. Harry Styles line's actually my first one.
Is it? Go
It's
for it.
really- It's he doesn't speak English. If he does, it's with an accent thicker than sauerkraut sauce.
Yeah, nice. Is that yours, Dave?
No, I would say most of mine are just somber and fucking like
War.
just were like,
Oh,
yeah,
that was
like, man, like
Yeah.
this really like puts you in the shit of it all. And so
Yep.
one of mine, whenever they get onto, I think it's like one of the first battleships, and they're sending everybody down into the cafeteria or whatever they call it on a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
The mess hall.
the French guy takes off to the side, doesn't go down. He stays up above deck. And
Mhm.
I believe it's Harry Styles' character. He's like, "What's wrong with that guy?" And then Tommy looks around and he says, "He's looking for a quick way out in case we go down." Not realizing that they're packed like sardines in there with the door shut. And then what sure enough happens? They get bombed.
You're right. Good point. Very good point. Yeah, that's a good one. I think my favorite line was probably Commander Bolton when he just straight up says survival is victory. That's basically the theme of the movie. Like when he just makes that blanket statement, it's like, yeah, this is definitely what they're going for. They're just trying to survive. There's a lot of those like generic statements that they're good because it's a war movie.
Yeah, like fate pushed through the bowels of men.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
Like a war quote.
Yep, that's a good one.
There's one with between Dawson and it's Cillian Murphy, and he's actually labeled as the shivering soldier, casted as.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah,
and it's when
he doesn't have a name.
He mentions like he's too old to do it, and he goes, And Dawson goes, "No, we have a job to do." And he goes, "Job? This is a pleasure yacht. Your weekend sailor's not the bloody Navy. A man your age." And
Yeah.
then Dawson goes, "Men my age dictate this war. Why should we be
Yeah.
allowed to send our children to fight in it?"
Yeah, I did like that. Yeah, that's a really good one. That might be one of the better lines too. And you got to point out Churchill's famous speech at the end, right? When he's like, "Yeah, we shall go to the end, and we shall fight on the beaches, and yada yada." I mean, one of the most famous radio speeches of all time. So that was a cool way to end it as well.
That was something I did randomly see because I was not familiar with Dunkirk
Hmm.
prior to this movie. I actually we never taught about it in schools.
No,
But Churchill was only 16 days in office when this happened.
really,
from what
I
I
didn't
read.
know that.
I read
Really,
that from a
that
couple
early?
Very early on.
Wow, what a crazy way to start your tenure. That's nuts. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's because everybody, or I think it's because everyone in England was upset with the previous prime minister. So that's why they put Churchill
Makes
in
sense.
charge.
Yep. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'll own up to it.
Yeah, we have no. Yeah, where's Daniel when we need some history knowledge? All right. Another question we not sure how to answer. Does this movie get made now? It was 8 years ago. I would say not really. I don't know.
Somebody's
Sure.
gonna take another crack at
Yeah.
depicting something from World War II again. You know,
Yeah, that's a good
That's what
point.
not this particular story, but another World War II
Right.
movie. 100%.
That's fair.
I mean, there's so
Yeah,
many
that's a good
stories
way
that
to put
haven't
it.
been told.
Yep. No, I think that's a great way to put it. Yeah, we'll have
mean-
more war stories.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, they're making what was the Civil War movie that came out? I guess that
Oh,
could
yeah.
be like your one that is more relevant to today. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I was looking at new World War II movies. Let's see. Devil's Men is out. Land of Mine. Let's see. What's the latest World War? Oh, April 9th. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of movies. They just keep making them. Never heard of. Oh, Devil's Men has got a 3 point. Sweet. They're not. 3.6.
Yeah, it's one of
out of
these.
10.
Is there going to be a blockbuster World War II movie? There's going to be
Right.
one. There's not going to be one every year, but there's going to be one every 3 to 5 years, probably.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a good one. We haven't had a good war movie in a while.
That's probably this one. I'm trying to think.
1917 was after this, and that was pretty good.
Oh well, no, but that was a World War One movie. But that's
Oh, well, right, but I'm saying just in general, war
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, like yeah,
that may
That was
be
probably
that,
the last good one.
yeah,
No,
that one was on my podium for war movies.
Yeah, I remember that. That's a great one too. All right, let's move on to most rewatchable scene.
Oh, I got thrown off here. Here we go.
All right, Kevin, what do you got?
I put the dog fighting scenes because
Yeah, those are cool.
fine.
there's not very many.
I had
good-
one that too. Is one of mine.
Yeah, they're not good. There's not very many good air-to-air combat scenes in movies, really. Period.
No, there's
Ever.
not. Top Gun. I actually
Yeah,
think
you
Top
have
Gun
Top
is good
Gun,
stuff.
and then I should have looked
That's
up
it.
the movie. It was the one where there's that the African American group that was in World War II, and they're I can't remember. It actually might be called Dogfight. I can't remember what the hell it's called.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I'm not sure.
It
It
came
sounds
out
like it
in
might
that,
be
like-
Dogfight.
like 2015-ish somewhere.
Oh,
around
okay.
there. But yeah, they're in Pearl Harbor. No, that movie sucked, but
Oh, that movie.
I mean
blew.
that's great. It's a crazy story and crazy history on that, but that movie was not good.
Sure. No.
So yeah, there's really there's no good air-to-air combat scenes.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, I had that, and then I said, let's see. Oh yeah, well, I also said that the entire movie is one big scene, but I do love the intro when Tommy's running around trying to survive that German onslaught. I mean, without
Oh,
no
yeah.
words, too, right? Without a single word, Nolan's able to just kind of show us like how big the stakes are and really how big of a threat the Germans were in that one scene where he's just trying to run and you're like, holy crap. So I just like how isolated you feel with him in that movie and a lot of this movie. But that scene kind of sticks out as a cool beginning.
All right. Since Kevin took the dog fighting, I'll
Yeah.
say the scene where they grab the gurney and they're trying to catch the boat, and then
Yeah.
they finally are like they're getting close, and then the boat's getting taken off. They finally get onto the boat, and then they're asked to get off of the boat. They tuck down, hide away from it, and then the
Yep.
boat ends up getting bombed, and then the boat's crashing into the pier. They end up having to try to save the people for that we're
It's ridiculous.
getting
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I mean, it just it just goes
Yeah.
on and on. Like so,
It's
like
nuts.
that moment there at the mole is I think
Nice.
a good one.
Yeah, I guess I had one other very brief, and it's more about a feeling, but I really like when Mr. Dawson and his son and George get on the boat and like start their help or whatever going out to sea. I really like just the feeling of that. Like, yeah, these like common people, the public is really going after and listening to their leader and Churchill and going and helping and like just the feeling that some of these guys were going to go and help. I thought that was a cool thing to see the
Yeah,
civilians.
you get that excitement, like you get the excitement of
Yeah.
going to help your country, and then
Yeah.
like the unnerving settling of what you're actually getting into as they keep
Yep.
getting closer and closer. Like they
Yep.
find the first guy just sitting on a boat that's like half sunk or mostly sunk. They get him off of there,
Yeah.
and then it really just starts setting in for all of them, especially the kids, of like, oh shit, like we're going into
Yeah,
war.
we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool story shot film or whatever you want to see.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's like a shock of reality.
Yeah,
What's
definitely.
actually about to happen.
Yep, definitely. All right, moving on, Kevin. The next is off-screen drunk. Wouldn't be a category without Kevin.
It's John this time. Actually, it might be
Oh my-
Eric. Eric's
Oh
on
my
vacation.
God, Eric's never been the off-screen drunk.
It's
Eric's
funny
on-
that you think it could be anybody but you, Kevin.
Anybody but Kevin. Kevin's never been there, or Eric.
I mean, I would say
It's only-
anybody in this movie off screen was
actually-
Yeah, 100%.
hitting the sauce.
I said
I-
Commander Bolton if I had to pick, just because I feel like he's probably doing it.
Yeah,
While
he's
he
one.
was there.
He's one that stayed back, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But you're right. All of these people are probably going home and smashing some sort of bourbon or whiskey or whatever
It was
the
mine
British were drinking at that time.
Mine was the same answer of everyone who won. Everyone that evacuated this successfully got home, and they were drinking heavily because, like, holy shit, I just went through that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure there was a lot.
they get handed those beers on the train.
Oh, that's
whenever they
right.
get there.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, that was sweet. All right, well, this next one will be short because I think I'm the only one who did it, but casting our friends. So,
Yeah,
you guys didn't have anybody, right?
I didn't
No.
have anybody.
That's fine. This was, again, I mean, understandably so because there's very little dialogue.
I mean, it's a
and
large
very
cast,
little
but
character development, and yeah, with a large cast, but they're all pretty generic.
yeah,
I said John was Tom Hardy. I think that's the most obvious. He does have his pilot's license, or
I should have
did.
thought of that.
Also, he's the most fearless of us, and probably would be the one that would continue fighting, even though he's low on fuel and alone. And also, he likes to be high in the sky. You know. So I did have to. I I forgot. Um, Harry Styles as Dave. I think he'll do whatever it takes to survive. Like you'd be the one that does whatever and
Yeah.
just kind of get there, I guess.
I mean,
And
I for sure just wouldn't be giving up.
yeah, right.
Oh, fuck it, I'm done.
Like the guy like that one guy that just walks into the water off of the beach. He
Yeah.
like takes his vest off,
Hell
takes his
no.
helmet off, just dives in.
Yeah, that's I could definitely cast that person. And Kevin is Cillian Murphy, because he'd be the most psychologically fucked up, going through something like this of all of us. Kevin would definitely be the one that would be the most messed up, I think, psychologically speaking.
If I see
A lot
blood,
of
I
Peaky
pass out.
Blinder folks in this, huh?
Yeah, there are actually. And again, I mean, this is a Nolan film, so you got a lot of Nolan guys in it too.
I'm pretty sure it's Cillian Murphy, not Cillian Murphy.
It is. I said Cillian, and I always say it because it is with a C, but it definitely is Cillian. When you said it, I was like, oh yeah, duh. I haven't heard his name in a while. But it is Cillian from my understanding. All right, two more. We've got, is this a podium role for any of the top billed cast members? So, like the movie itself, this is actually going to be a short podcast. I mean, it's the dialogue kind of and just the flow of the film, I think, kind of is like that. But I said yes to everybody but Tom Hardy and Cillian Murphy.
I would
What do you guys
say,
think?
I mean, yeah, I would say the same thing. And Michael Caine.
yeah, definitely not on his podium.
I mean, honestly, it's one of those. I could put no for top build, but yes for everybody not like well-known actors.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
I mean,
It's definitely that way.
I was
And,
looking
like,
through everybody like who played Tommy. I can't even remember his name, but I didn't
they're
recognize
not-
anything that he was in before.
No.
And maybe I mean I should watch some of it, but I haven't.
Yeah, sure.
So.
Yeah, and again, this is a great movie, and I mean, possibly one of Tom Hardy's like movies that he's in, one of the better ones. But he's just more of a main role in, Batman.
Mad
You could
Max,
say
even I don't like Mad
Mad.
Max.
Oh yeah,
but-
Mad Max for sure is probably his top. I think.
him and The Revenant is really
And The
good.
Revenant. Yeah. Yep. I
And
had The
Inception
Revenant
is
as
another one.
maybe. Inception's another one I had on there. Warrior. Did you guys ever see that one?
I don't
That's a
think so.
badass movie. He's a UFC fighter, and like his brother enters a tournament. They haven't spoken in like 20 years. Something bad happened. I can't remember if it was him or his brother went to jail or something, but like one of them comes back and they're in a tournament, and it's awesome. It's a badass movie. He's really good in it. It's a good movie too, and it's actually high on IMDb too, not just because I like fighting movies.
Something I wish I would have looked into before this podcast. I was wondering who has the most screen time in this movie, because I doubt anybody
good
has any
question.
more than like 20 minutes tops.
It might
Maybe?
be the dad, or it might be
Dawson?
Mr. Dawson.
Yeah,
It might
boat.
be, or
Why wouldn't it
Tommy.
be Tommy? It's got to be Tommy.
Yeah, I think it's Tommy. It's the first person you see
Tommy's the first person you see, and he's the
in the last too,
He's who
right?
yeah,
So
he's the one that they keep going back to throughout
I
everything.
think it would be him. Yeah, that's a good question. I think it is him. And Tom
that's on the
Hardy's
way-
probably
that's
the one
on-
you see the least, which makes sense, maybe on purpose. From
Because you have the 1 week
role to the-
timeline from the 1 hour time, and so on and so forth. So yeah, the 1 week timeline kind of makes sense.
If he did that, that's even more genius, and we're just kind of putting that together. But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
probably true.
It's our half-assed research right there.
Right. And then Cillian Murphy, real quick, he's got an Oscar, so I don't think this is on his. He won an Oscar for Oppenheimer, playing Oppenheimer. So
Yeah.
again, a Nolan dude, right? Also, Tom Hardy, Bane. So
Oh yeah,
there's
well,
that,
Dark Knight
and
Rises. Yeah.
right, and Cillian Murphy was Scarecrow in The Dark Knight.
Also,
So,
Cillian Murphy. You have 28 Days Later.
oh, that's on mine too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of where he got his start. And that movie
Yeah, that movie rules. Yeah.
He's an awesome actor. I mean, both those guys really are. I think they do a great job. Nolan
Intense
knows how
actor.
to, yeah, very intense, and Nolan knows how to cast. I mean, he's one of the best when it comes to that. Like when you watch a movie, a lot of times you're not questioning the acting in his movies. Now, maybe there's a little bit of being over the top, but it's not bad acting. It's just more over the top or dramatic or intense, as you said. All right, down to our last category. And this week, we ask, what are our podium or what are your podium movies for the year 2017? All right, Kevin, you want to go first?
Yeah, this one was a hard one because I didn't
Yeah.
like this year. And there's
Yeah,
a lot of
I'll get-
movies
I'll-
I haven't seen.
I'll touch
also.
on that.
So,
It's not a great year.
Yeah, they were this era of movies. Actually, I'd say between 2015 and 2020. I just wasn't really watching a lot of movies.
Sure.
So, it does make my podium, and I put
Nice.
my number 3. As much like I said, I almost had to grab straws on this. I put 3 is Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Wow. You put that? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
And I honestly, I don't really care for that movie, but it's one I've watched from this year, and
Wow.
so it's there. So
It
actually,
is a weak year.
yeah. And number 2, because I love action movies, John Wick Chapter 2,
Nice.
and then Dunkirk is number 1.
Nice.
So that is my list. I'm not proud of that list, but that's what it is.
Yeah. It's fair.
I think
I'll
this
get
is
into
a
that.
decent
too.
year for movies.
I'm
There's
not
a lot I
sure.
haven't seen. I'll be honest, I haven't
There's
seen a
some
lot of
good
them.
sequels. I will say that. Dave, what's your top 3?
All right, none of mine are sequels, and I think these are
Oh.
all solid movies from 2017.
Okay.
Outside looking in, Get
Yeah.
Out.
Oh, yeah. Get Out's awesome.
Jordan Peele's first horror movie. That movie is intense
Awesome.
and pretty, and is a really good horror movie.
I'm gonna have to
should
watch
watch
that.
it.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
there's a
agree.
lot on
Actually-
there I haven't seen.
That was on my
so-
outside looking in too.
So Dunkirk does make my top 3.
Nice.
But number 3 is Baby Driver.
I haven't seen that, and my sister keeps telling me to watch this one
it
for
is
the
an
last like 5
awesome-
years.
It's an awesome, heisty,
Yeah.
mobbish,
so many.
heist movie, like where you're just following this dude that's the driver, and it's got a
Yeah.
killer soundtrack. Killer.
That's what I've
soundtrack.
heard.
Okay, Dave,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to email me this list and start watching these. I'm
Baby
thinking
Driver
about
for
when
sure.
17. That was the year I was trying to buy my first house, so that makes a lot of sense why I wasn't watching things.
Yeah, I can tell you that right
I'm
now.
thinking of that.
It's
Number
time
2 is Dunkirk,
Nice.
Nice.
for obvious reason. I mean, it's the kick-ass World War II movie.
What are you?
And then number 1, Logan, the standalone X-Men
Yep.
movie
Yeah,
for
great movie.
for Wolverine,
Awesome movie.
and it's
Yep.
F-bombs, everything.
It's one of the
else.
first rated R ones.
Yeah, I mean, you get Logan like on the end of his, the end of his timeline, if you will, and again, just a lot of intense action. It's a comic book movie that doesn't really feel like a comic book movie. It feels more like just a straight up action movie, and then
Yeah, I agree with that.
you get your sense of, oh, this is a comic book movie because he's helping Professor Xavier, and then he's helping this new generation of mutants that's like coming into existence.
I think I've actually
Yeah, no, I
seen
totally
that.
agree.
I
It
remember
is
seeing
awesome.
that on the list, and I feel like I've watched it
it's
once.
high
But never
rated on.
watched
I
it.
think it's like a 8
It's
something
very
on
high.
IMDb.
It is. I was gonna say, I want to say from a live action standpoint, it's probably one of the top 3 highest rated Marvel movies. It doesn't even feel like a Marvel movie at
Yeah.
all. It's not cheesy. Like it's an actual action movie. Like like badass. No, that's one of my favorites. It's Get Out and Logan were both in my outside looking in. Yeah, so again, I kind of agree with Kevin from a movie standpoint. There are some good movies. I mean, every year can have some, but I do think overall it's a pretty weak year, and kind of why we've been dragging our feet on the timeline. This is where we are on the timeline. And I think
Hello,
for a long
timeline.
time, I was like, what are we going to watch? Probably Dunkirk. And so, like, it kind of was like, oh, this is perfect. Let's just watch Dunkirk and call it 2017. When really we were trying to get a war movie from Memorial Day. And yes, we know there's no Americans in this movie. But still, we needed a podium, so we went with 2017.
British were allies and fought alongside the U.S. in that war and multiple wars, and they do deserve to be memorialized. The ones that lost their lives.
Yeah, we agree. So a couple other outside looking ins, and these are the sequels I was talking about. War for the Planet of the Apes. That one's an awesome sequel. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I like. Another really good soundtrack. I also said Spider-Man Homecoming was another one. Logan, I definitely agree with. And then another one I had to mention, and Get Out was another one. Another one I had to mention, and I don't even know if I like this or dislike this movie, is really bizarre. If you want to like watch a movie that really fucks with you, go and watch Mother with Jennifer Lawrence. It is messed up, and it messed me up for a while. And I don't even know if it was good or not, but it's really wild. It's like got a lot of Bible and Jesus and Mary analogies and like really bizarre, intense. Anyways, not sure that
Different?
makes my outside looking in, but I had to mention it because I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough.
Can I mention the one I know we both don't like?
What's that?
Downsizing.
Yeah, that came out this year. I saw that in theaters, and man, it
I
was a
saw that.
bummer.
I haven't seen that movie, but
I remember
saw
you and I brought that up before. And,
Yeah.
we were looking forward to it. Like, this sounds like a really cool idea.
I was going to the
and
theaters.
It was terrible.
Oh, I guess another thing that so Cohen was born in 2017. So I didn't see a ton of movies this year either, I guess. That would make a lot of sense now.
And
that
Matt's
I'm like,
having a
I haven't
baby.
seen
I'm buying
Baby
a house.
Driver.
Dave's jerking off. Who knows?
At Plum, 2017, right? Plum was when did you guys move away from Plum?
We might have been at
That would have been right at the end of
Washington Street, or not Washington Street, Scammell.
Scammell. Wow, maybe just moving in.
Moving in, yeah, because it would have been right around there.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, so my top 3, another sequel I had was Alien Covenant. I really like the Alien movies, and that one's pretty awesome. My number 2 is La La Land. I really do like that movie. I thought it should have won
that came out
best.
this movie? Is this year? I didn't see that on the.
Oh, I think so.
I went through
I
went through 400 movies trying to find a movie to put in my top 3. I swear to God.
No, you're on it. La La Land came out in 2016, but like it was kind of released at the end of there, so it was kind of like
so it was in
those...
theaters in 17, but it was released in
right.
16.
I saw it in 2017. Yeah, so if I had to take that out, I'd put Get Out in there, actually. Go see that one, Kevin. It reminds me of Ready or Not, like from that like social commentary stuff. Like it's not your gore, like it's really good. And then my number 1 is Dunkirk. Yes, it makes my podium, and yes, this is by far, in my opinion, the best movie of the year. Just again, the cinematography just stands alone from a war movie standpoint. Maybe we could do 2018 now that we've finally picked the 2017 behind.
I'm trying to think, was there a Bond movie in 18?
Oh my God. It wouldn't be a year without you suggesting a Bond movie.
Hey, we haven't done the Bond movie for a while.
2018 is a very
Done one.
Hereditary.
Isn't that enough?
Hereditary. Yeah, actually, we've done 3. Yeah, Hereditary came out in 2018.
That's an interesting one.
Ready
Actually,
Player One.
Who won best movie in 17?
A Shape of Water.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, don't bother.
This was nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah, it was. We already did Into the Spider-Verse, or I would suggest that one. That's a good one. Oh my God, Jurassic World came out in 2018.
Didn't we already do that?
We saw
second
not
one.
the second one. Sorry, the second one, which was atrocious. What else do we have? Oh, A Quiet Place is a good one from a horror standpoint. Not too scary.
We're going to do a horror movie the first week of June.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to see what other movies are out there. We've got
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Ooh, that would be fun. That came out.
always a fan of
Wow,
that
I
one.
saw that in Texas. That makes sense. I'd be down for that one. We already did Crazy Rich Asians. Not doing A Star Is Born. Isle of Dogs was decent.
Star Is Born is actually a good movie, but yeah, I'm okay.
Oh,
with not
50
doing it.
Shades Freed. Perfect. The Meg. Oh,
I think we're
God.
both going down. I think we're all going down the same list right now. This is
Oh, we are.
riveting podcast right now.
Yeah, let's end it. But anyways, I think we might do. I'm on board with Bohemian Rhapsody.
There's Mamma Mia. Here we go again.
No, I would only do the first one.
Ooh,
Oh, we did the
Vice.
first one.
Vice came out in
Oh,
2018. That's a
I
good
have
one.
never seen Vice. Actually,
That's a good
it's
movie.
one of the ones I never got around. Yeah, that was. I mean, he was up for Best Actor and maybe Best Picture. So I'd be down for that one, or Bohemian Rhapsody, or The Nun. No, just kidding. All right, well, that concludes our podcast. Thanks everybody for hopping on. Hope you enjoyed. We'll try to do 2018 maybe next week.
Next year.
Yeah. Sister Act.
We're done.
The credits roll now, the show is done. We watched the movie and had our fun. Thanks for hanging with us for so long. We'll see you next week on the Movie Podium.